Okay, so guys, I picked a couple of items for you to look at today. And hopefully by looking at some of these items, we're going to do a number of things. First, just by looking at the kinds of items that we'll be researching today and looking at those objects, hopefully we're going to come up with some kind of impression or feeling or theme, something that you're picking up that links these ideas, links these objects and the things that you're getting from them. Secondly, we're going to try a different kind of learning, something we've already started in class called object-based learning. So we're going to look at objects, right? This is not you just reading text or looking at an image, but really interacting with an object. And you'll be able to look at these things from different points and from different directions. And you will notice a lot of things. Some of those things will be macro, like large, and some of these will be micro, small. They're both valid. And what we're going to do is make a three-step process, okay? First, we're just going to look. Just look. You guys, everybody can do that, right? That's easy. That's just the stage of observation. We're just going to look at things. And we're going to describe what we're seeing. Some of those things will be familiar to us, and some will be new. And using the things that we're seeing, we're going to move on to another step called inference. Like, well, what do we think that is? And, you know, sometimes we'll be right and sometimes we'll be wrong. Sometimes we'll have a lot of information about something to compare our ideas to well-researched history, and sometimes we won't. And we'll have to piece that together. But as young historians, you have that opportunity. And the next stage, as young historians, you're going to have to interpret what this means and how this fits into a larger idea, okay? And again, there's tons of space for you to explore, right? If we're going too far wrong, not wrong, but like we're kind of adventuring away from facts and into la la land, well, I'm going to give you a little additional piece of information, an additional piece of information. And once you get those additional pieces, kind of like a jigsaw puzzle that you get new pieces to, right? Like suddenly the picture will start to change. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. So I'm going to begin today by asking you to look at this object behind me. I'm going to get out of your way. I know that there's two, and we're going to look at both, but let's just look at this one first. So, as you're looking, I'm going to ask you to also kind of keep your ideas together in the graphic organizer and the worksheet that we have in front of us. And I believe it's the first observation question. Just what are you observing? What do you see? So, before we even start to share out, let's take private time to just jot down our thoughts as to at least three things, three items that we're seeing here. Now, if you feel like you need to get out of your seat, just be careful doing it. Let's take a final minute. Okay, you should comfortably have two. Let's work on a third. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to tell me, even without your prior knowledge or any kind of pre-activities, just based on your own powers of observation, what do we see here, folks? What are we in front of? Ryan?
The first thing that stood out to me was the beard.
The beard. That is really, like, it's front and center. It wants to be seen, right? So what did you notice about the beard?
That was groomed. Parts of it were curled, and the others were like straight, so it showed like the sense of like variety.
Excellent. I mean, I hope the mic picked it up because it was a beautiful response. Some of it's curled, some of it's straightened. It's very well coiffed. It took a lot of time, right? What else do we notice? What do we want to do?
I noticed that starting from the chest up.
Here? We're talking here?
Yes.
Okay.
In the middle of the chest, there's like line for it. Then on the side there's feathers.
Whoa, that's an excellent observation. So we've got like this fur thing, and we've got a feather thing. That's pretty cool, right? I like that. That's a good observation. I like that one. Anissa?
Continuing with what Liliano said, if you look at the side, you see that the object has wings.
The feathers translate into wings, right? She sees full feathers starting with full wings, starting with short feathers, long feathers. I like that a lot. We've got fur, feathers, and wings. Who was like there? Lenny, you were next?
Yeah. I noticed like there's a crown, some sort of crown on top, so it shows power.
A crown that shows you power. So you already went, you observed it and you inferred, saying it's a crown is what I think it is, and also what it would represent. Okay, Marcia?
I also see like the lions and the lion.
It's a body of a bull or a cow? Woof. So as we go away from the front and look at the sides, right, it's massive.
Like maybe like some sort of power it has.
It has power. That's genius. I love that. Arlene?
I noticed that the feet, there's like
The
claws
feet.
as the claws. So I thought like lion, like since the one who said the fur and like the
Oh, so you're linking those two, right? The fur and the claws give you that lion thing. Wow, so we got lion, wings, crown, power. We've got the really, really nice beard. Okay, I'm going to take one more observation.
Also, you can notice the ears pierced.
Oh, Charlene is pointing out that the ears are pierced.
Could show a sign of authority.
It could be a sign of authority. Wow, we're roaring ahead right through the observations. So I'm going to ask you to look at the second question now. Now that we've kind of put together a whole bunch of these noticings, you personally, you as Edward, as Jordan, what do you feel, if anything? What's the tone? What's the feeling that you're getting off of this work of art? What are we picking up on? We'll take 2 minutes to collect our thoughts before we share out. Yep. Okay, 30 seconds more and I'll be happy to call you. Okay, wrapping it up. And I'm going to start with Veronica. She seemed to have something good. She said powerful tone. I don't know if you could hear on the mic. She said serious tone. What else are you picking up? Like, where's that coming from for you? Aha! The horns, the 3 horns on each side, making that crown. Okay, I love it. Who else? Jordy.
I agree with Veronica. I also got a sense of power and authority because of the beer. Like it took a long time to do it. Someone had to sit there and make it for
Wow, so like they can afford to hire someone to do that. That is an excellent observation. And last one will be Danny.
I noticed how everyone was saying about the power and the authority that is coming towards you, but I see that the statue is standing firmly, which also shows the power.
The stance,
Yeah,
right?
and also
It's very
how,
muscular. I love it.
It's probably to keep other bandits or demonic
Ooh.
away from the games.
And that's a genius observation that leads really well into the next question. So, okay, I'm not making fun of anyone, but let's face it, the Assyrian people were short, right? I think the average would be like 5'2". So if I'm down here, if I'm the average Assyrian, and this is like where my eyes are, and I look at this, why would they have built this statue this big? Take a minute to think about that. Collect your thoughts together for 30 seconds. Okay, I see a lot of good writing. 15 seconds. I'm going to begin the discussion with Charlene. Can you share with us what you felt?
I kind of felt intimidation in a sense.
Wow. What a great word. Did everybody hear her? No? Okay. She's rather quiet. She said she felt intimidation. That's a very loaded, powerful word, right? It's very emotive. Anissa, what did you feel? Why do you think they made the statue this way?
I said to show dominance
To show dominance. Over whom?
over the people, the town or the village of people, because you said they were short. So to have a tall statue, to look up at a tall statue, it shows dominance because they're bigger than you, they're larger.
We're bigger than you. We're more powerful than you. Jordan was next. Darlene and then Daniel. To protect something that big when I'm this small, I feel like it could squash me at any moment, right? I love it. That's a great one.
I said to show importance,
To show importance. For whose importance?
like this is important, like this is important to all people.
This is important to all the people. Okay, that's a really good observation.
Or if it's like standing on sides of a specific temple.
Yeah.
That it would show like the like you would have to know that this is like very serious and this is what the people believe in. So when they come over, they have to be.
I love it. Right? If you lived in Assyria and you had to walk between these guys, walk one way to get in, walk the other way to get out. That's one of my, I think, the next question or the one after. How do you think that they would have felt in between two statues of this grandeur of this size?
In a sense, if I were in a Syrian, I'd feel protected.
Protecting, again, I like that very much. Guys, I'm going to ask you to start involving your prior knowledge, some of your pre-visitation readings. What did we read about that would give us some clues as to the purpose? Anissa.
In one of our pre-readings, we talked about a bull and a lion's head. And I noticed that the statue has 5 legs rather than 4.
Ah,
And in the pre-reading, it talks about how these statues, they were put there to show protection. It was like a symbol of showing the
well, who would have put them there, Anissa?
Probably the kings, because they the front part of the statue, it shows that the statue is standing strong and fierce. But as you look to the sides, it looks as if they're
Oh, wait.
lunging towards something to like protect or to like fight against.
That is brilliant. I love it. Danny?
Also, I don't know if that's the exact same as like on the sides.
Well, I don't know. You're gonna stand up in a minute and you're gonna tell me.
Between the legs, there's inscribed
Inscriptions?
It said in the previous text that it said it was showing the achievements of the king and the.
Yeah, this is his PR campaign, right? Okay, I'm going to ask you specifically now, guide you towards one thing. Do you see anything that we read about Assyrian religion that we could hark to back here? Any symbols, any elements, any factoids?
Well, I was also looking at the eyes. They're really big.
The eyes.
And, maybe it's because we could see everything. It's like God, I could see everything, that's what everybody does.
I love it. So it's meant to show a divine nature. Did you know that what they called them was the Jenne? And these were these not quite God, but not quite human beings. They were kind of in the middle. And when the Arab conquest came over and took this land, they called them, the Jenne, jinn. And you know them very well, but you call them genies. That's where the word genie comes from. These mythological, supernatural beings that could be commanded to protect you or to carry out revenge and hunt someone down if they stole from your castle or your palace.
Going back to what Arlene said, I actually agree because as you can see the eyes, as you were telling us in class, that the different ways that how they see like everything, it's like they see what happens in hell and what happens in like the lotus.
Uh-huh.
It's like they can see everything, so it's like God is above you, like he knows what is going on and like all the powerful.
I love it. Now, Danny said that, they can see the God's will, right? And the humans. Why would a king choose to spend probably lots and lots and lots of funds, lots and lots of grain, to have them built? 1, 2.
I think in a way.
Arlene, then Edward.
Well, I think in a way it's like it guards the palace spiritually. Like, it probably, maybe it protects them from demonic things.
Wow, what an awesome, amazing interpretation. It doesn't just guard physically, it guards you Spiritually. That is genius. I love it. Edward, add on to that?
Spiritually, and I think that it like shows the dominance of power.
Yeah. So I'm going to need you to take what Edward just said and put it in your mental bank. A theme that shows dominance and power. Something tells me we're going to be using that again soon. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys to maybe stand up. I'm going to need you to compare these two items, and I'm going to need you to find at least one or two differences. Come on up. Carefully. We're very careful of the microphone stand. Oh yeah, Ryan, we're going to move in a minute, so you're cool for now. Any kind of feeling you get as to why? Not yet? Luanda, how about you? What else do you notice?
I noticed the ears on this one are normal ears like
Oh, wow, what an awesome observation.
like sharp like bullhorns.
They're sharp like bullhorns. Marcela.
Considering that's what Laura said about the body, I think the reason why they're different is maybe that was they both represent something different.
Well, what do you think they represent? How do you know it's a bull? Ah, bulls don't have toes, they have hooves, right? And what does the lion have? Claws or talons, very nice. Ryan?
That because this has like the lion features and this has the bull features, I kind of feel that it's probably like the guardian, just like you said
Mhm.
earlier, of the temple, and they both like they split the different powers.
They split the different powers. I love it. Let me call around a little bit more. Ooh,
Oh, I thought this one would be like represent ferocity and courage because you know the lion.
so Arlene says ferocity and courage this represents?
Yeah, and then this could be like anger and rage.
Anger and rage. Wow, you guys are so meta. I'm loving this right now. This is like my birthday present. Jordan?
I also noticed another difference: the eyes in this one and the eyes in that one.
And what do you think is the difference?
That one, the eyes are larger, and that one they're smaller.
So this one's kind of like boring down on you. And this one's, you could see you wherever you are. Okay, I love it. Charlene, I know it hurts you to talk, but try. It's tufts of matted hair, right? It's rough. Anissa.
Darlene actually pointed this out to me because I wasn't focusing more on the tail and focusing more on the body. But she pointed out that this one, the tail, it looks like eyes are actually very
Oh,
and that one, there is something
it just ends. Did everybody notice this? I didn't notice. You know, guys, I've seen this. I've been here easily 150, 200 times. I don't think I've noticed this before. So you just taught me something I've never noticed. And I love you both for this. I mean, did you notice this? This is so cool. The tail is also done. Okay, I'm going to go. I need new people. Esteban, come on. Uh-huh. This right here? Yeah, that's the muscles. That's this. It's so muscular, right? Like, it's so powerful. Guys, I'm going to ask you a different question right now. Eddie, I'm going to begin. You want to add that? You'll be the last one because I got to move on. I'm fascinated by that comment. That is, so you're picking up like a different gender energy from them as well. I'm loving that. That is an awesome interpretation. I'm going to have to think about that. I don't want to give you a flippant answer. I'm going to need to really think about this. You really got me thinking today. I'm going to ask you one thing though. He's hitting home runs every time he's up at bat. Look at him. Edward just mentioned these energies. Let me ask you something. I'm a king. I'm an Assyrian king. I'm powerful. I'm rich. I got it going on. Everyone's afraid of me. I'm going to spend probably a year's worth of food, sacks of grain, wine, meat, feeding artists to carve this into my palace. I could have anything. Dragons riding dinosaurs with hula hoops on fire. Why did I choose a lion? And why did I choose a bull? Well, let's think about that. Why would I have made that choice? Marcella? Ooh, very nice. Damn, excellent. Laura, how about that? Come on. Don't cover up your mouth. Luando, how about you? Wow. That's another home run over here. Esteban. Maybe you should put on this jacket and take this earpiece, because I don't think I'm doing better than you. Danny, Charlene, and Aline, and then we're going to move on. Anissa, you're going to start off in the next object, okay? Domestication would be important, do you think? Uh-huh. So that's the connection drawing, okay. Mm-hmm. Remember the bull deities that we saw in Cajalpech and in Jericho? A lot of the early Neolithic settlements had the bull worship, so that he's piggybacking off of that. I love it. Okay, last final thought is going to be Charlene. Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's a brilliant interpretation there. Really, folks, aren't we still afraid of these animals? I mean, they are uncontrollable forces of nature that bring fear into the deep-rooted parts of the human psyche, and he taps right into them right from get-go. Okay, I think you've done marvelously well. Let's take back our chairs.